Welcome to episode 70 of Box News. It's kind of funny that we're on episode 70 now. If you know anything about the Halo franchise, 7 is a lucky number for them. Every year on July 7th they usually do a bunch of free stuff or like bonus playlists and really cool things. 7 for some reason has just always been a lucky number for them. Pretty much anything multiplied or divisible. Well, I can't really divide 7, but you know what I mean. Initially there were 49 achievements, which 7 times 7 is 49, if anyone knows multiplication. So I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. So like I said, everything revolves around the number 7 in the Bungie Halo franchise. But let's take a look at Reach. I'm going to talk to you about multiple things and give my final thoughts on the game overall. First off, the thing people don't jump into right away is something called the campaign. I'm going to take you to just a random mission. It's kind of let's see. Mission called New Alexandria. It's just a random mission. Throwing that out there in the mix. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, let's do that one. In the campaign, there's a good variety of missions. There is ground missions, vehicle missions. There's even an outer space mission now, which you fly a ship similar to Star Fox gameplay. Complete flight control scheme and whatnot. So it's actually a really different kind of game in the Halo series. Something that's new and exciting. Now here you see cutscene footage, which is always, much better graphically than the actual game footage. If you're unaware of the story of Halo, this one actually precedes any of the games that have been released to date. This is basically the beginning of the war of the Halo franchise. Reach is the last planet before Earth, so it's basically one of the last things that stand in the Covenant's way of taking over. And the Noble team is 5 members, and then you, which are basically the best of the best Marines. So we're the last stand against the Covenant takeover. That's the story of Reach, basically.
It's good to have you back. Sorry I came alone. Made me proud.
So spoiler alert, as the game goes on, members either die or sacrifice themselves to stop the takeover. And eventually it goes down to you by yourself trying to fight. So here's an example of a vehicle mission. As the Falcon.
Stand by, 6. One of our trooper squads went silent after the hospital got hit. Unmark the location. Complete their mission and take out the jammer.
So you have objectives, just like any of the other games. You go around shooting things. And it's a sci-fi shooter. If anyone's never played the Halo franchise, you can start at this game, obviously, because it's the beginning of the story. But if you don't want to, get your hands on Halo Combat Evolved, which is for the original Xbox, Halo 2, original Xbox, Halo 3 is on the 360. ODST is a decent game. It takes place between 2 and 3. And then Halo Wars is actually a real-time strategy game, which I've done a review on, which also takes place before the original Halo. Well, it's a different telling of the story and a different maps and stuff. So if you're really interested in learning more about it, read the books as well. But I definitely recommend playing through this entire series. It's a fantastic game. But this is basically, I go to these checkpoints, I get through it. That's one of the missions of the campaign. Like I said, there's different ones. There's on the ground, there's this. There's also an outer space flight one. So you got a good variety, good mix up in this game. My favorite part would have to be the outer space one. That was definitely a highlight. And is this as good as the storytelling in the series as the others? I think it is, if not better. But now I'm going to show you some other game modes, so check these out. Alright, now to talk about what everyone cares about, and that would be the online matchmaking. There's a bunch of different ways to play this online now. We have regular matchmaking, which includes various playlists, competitive, Rumble Pit, Living Dead, Slayer, Invasion, Objective, Big Team, SWAT, Snipers, and Multi-Team. There's also a cooperative mode now, which you can cooperate and play campaign online together. You can play Score Attack, and Firefight from ODST is back and better. There's also arena modes, which is a new variant of ranked. There's now a new community playlist for Major League Gamers and community maps. Basically, any map that you've made and have submitted and somebody has liked it, you have better odds of getting that in rotation. And then eventually, if enough people enjoy the map, you can get them into their actual main playlist and people can earn experience and among other things off it. There's also the Noble Map Pack, which is the first downloadable content, which features 3 brand new maps that was available back November 30th. Great maps, fantastic maps. Not some of my favorite ones, but they're good. They're worth the $10 that they cost. A lot better than Modern Warfare 2's $15 map packs. So, plus with these two you can create your own variants. That's my biggest thing about Halo that I enjoy the most, is the customization. There's also custom games, which I speak of customization. You can go to any map, change the variant. You can change it to Headhunter, Infection, Invasion, Juggernaut, King of the Hill, Oddball, Race, Stockpile Territories, Slayer, any of these things. You can lay your own guns down, you can lay your own, pretty much everything. Let's go to some recommendations. I have no recommendations at this time, but you can recommend files to your friends. Let's see if I have any. I have none. Alright. You can also tag people now in screenshots. I have not been tagged at all. So, no examples for that, I apologize. But let's check out. And then there's Forge, of course, which was big in Halo 3. The biggest map was Forge World. Let me show you that. They made editing a lot better and a lot easier in this one compared to 3. In 3, a lot of people glitched out maps so you can intersect objects. This one, they actually made it available to have objects free float and intersect each other without having to hack the game. Therefore, you won't have to jeopardize your Xbox Live status or even your ability to play online. So they did a bunch of things that people have been wanting to do for the series. But I'm going to show you the best map and the biggest map to date to do anything on. It's called Forge World. Alright, you see me come out of this little entrance. You can build anything you want in here. Vehicles, weaponry, anything. You come out of there, you got this whole terrain to build on. You got this first little island you can do whatever you want with. You got this water area. You got the mountain ranges over here. You got this flat area right here, which is also above a cave that you can do things on. And you come out of there. And as you see here, there's where I came from. You got this whole open world here, which if you see is kind of similar to the map called Blood Gulch from Halo 2. I think they modeled it that way on purpose, just for hardcore fans. And there's a bunch of caves on either side that you can edit. So that's an example of a map. You can also do all the other maps. Let's see, I can just spawn a scorpion, for example. I can play this wherever I want and have it to be one-sided, either-sided. I can also do armor abilities, weaponry, spawning, scenery. So I can do like crates. You can do anything you want. Anything you see in the maps online, you can create in your own maps. So the editing is definitely, you know, the highlight of the game. So this is Forge, one of the new features, the new updated features in Halo Reach. Definitely a bonus in purchasing this game. This game has endless hours of playability. Now let's move on to the next part of the game. Alright, here we are in a firefight score attack, which is a single player but online match. And the reason it's online is because you can compete against other people for scores. And I'm getting shot here. I'm gonna die. So what you do, you get scores and just, you know, try to beat the opposing friend on your friends list score to see who's, you know, better at the game. Basically, there's a few different modes of firefight, a few variants. This in particular one I'm playing here is called Gruntpocalypse, which is basically wave after wave of grunts that come after you. And if you see on my screen that I'm getting plus 37, plus whatever, they implemented a credit system rather than 1 point experience per win in a game. Whatever you do in the game now earns you credits, which allows you to level up and then buy new armors. So you have different armors in the game that basically customizes your character. Does nothing for any abilities. It just makes you look, you know, cool, ridiculous, however you want to look. It adds personality, I guess, to your character, which, you know, it's cool. It gives you something to play more for. You know, there's armors that are ridiculous amounts in cost. Then also, if you notice the confetti from these grunts that I'm shooting, you can get armor abilities, which when you die yourself online, you can blow up into confetti. And that'll run you, I believe, around 200 to 300,000 credits. I don't remember the exact cost. So that's something, you know, to build up for. And you probably get, depending on how good you are at the game, you can get a couple thousand credits per match. So a couple thousand per match, and you're looking at an item that's 200,000. You know, it's going to take you a little while to get up to it. So this is an example of a firefight match. Now, some other things while I'm in this, there's new abilities that you can use now. Like, I guess they're like loadouts for the Call of Duty. Here you are on the right, you get a jetpack, a sprint, armor lock, active camo, and a drop shield. I'm going to show you jetpack first. This allows you to fly like that. I can fly up now to places that I wouldn't be normally able to go in any other match. So that can be used, you know, as an advantage in certain match types, or as even a disadvantage to you or others in other match types. So it adds a little more competition in Halo, whereas they didn't have previously. It was just, you know, whoever could get the best guns the quickest. I mean, there's still that, but there's more of a competitive edge now, or who uses their loadout the best. But now we'll move on to just a normal online match type as I close out this review. And here it is.
Securing this position is
Alright, as I close out this review on Halo Reach, this one is the online game type called Invasion. You take 2 teams of 6 and you try to take over areas. The defensive team guards 2 points that have 20 seconds built on them. And if they get them depleted down to 0, they move on to the second location. After depleting the second location, they are able to get the battery, or the battery core, and they have to take it to their ship. And once they do that, they win the objective. It's basically an objective game. It's new for Halo Reach, exclusive to Halo Reach. And you take turns playing as either side, trying to stop your opposing team or trying to take over the locations. And it's a lot of fun if you're with a group of your own friends. As you can see here, the numbers there, 20 seconds still left. Then it informs you that a location is under attack. You have to then try to take it back over. I apparently got up a trail trying to help my team. So now I'm back, able to help. And now they have that far end one down to 10 seconds. We have to try to hold them off for another minute and 50 seconds or they get to the second location. So we stopped them from getting that one for now. Gotta love Halo. Empty clip and 2 melees. That's what it takes to kill someone. And then I got my own teammates shooting me. But just to finalize, the game has a solid campaign, one of the best campaigns in the series so far. The only one that comes close is 3. And the online experience, much better now, as it's now credit based on what you do rather than 1 point experience for each win you get. So there's not as much concern over people quitting and then you just, wasting your time in a match. You basically, however well you do, you earn credits for that. The more kills you get, the more credits you earn. So it no longer matters winning or losing the game anymore, which is nice.
30 seconds remaining.
So they fixed a lot of problems that I personally thought were faults in the Halo series. So it's a lot more welcoming to newer gamers. It's a lot less competitive as compared to Call of Duty. So I feel it is a superior online shooter in my mind, just because the lack of, there's not as much skill needed. That's the only reason. So if you're not a fantastic first-person shooter gamer, this is a game for you.
Excellent work, Spartans. We stopped them cold.
So we were able to hold them from the first one. So I'm going to leave now with that as I go into the next round of gameplay. I hope you enjoyed my review on Halo Reach. Just kind of showed you some of the things you can do. There's obviously a lot more gameplay than just this. So I hope you pick up a copy today and keep gaming.